Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. So we're back with another episode of not cosplay. Get to know that. God fucking damn it!
This is the
Cosplay Con.
Bakudeku show?
Cat, you're gonna be put in
It
timeout
is
here.
now.
Welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode of Get to Know That Cosplayer. And hopefully y'all enjoyed. No, wait. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed one of the previous episodes from the previous weeks. Anyway, as prior, you know what I'm about to do. Kat, let everyone know what they are in for tonight.
Many mistakes were made. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Asshole Cosplay Edition. Alrighty, so if you are familiar with our show, then you already know what's going on. But if not, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. And hopefully you guys stick around for more because we've got a lot more coming. So I feel like everybody's heard of like those Am I the Asshole Reddit post readings, right? Well, we take that and we have scoured the internet to find Am I the Asshole post and similar things related to the cosplay and convention community and just nerddom in general. And we, all of us being cosplayers, we like to give our take on it. And sometimes we give genuinely good advice. Sometimes we goof around, and we are your judge, juries, and executioners. And we decide if these people are assholes, if they're not, if everybody sucks, if nobody sucks. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh gosh, does everyone want to introduce themselves real quick?
I mean, I already introduced myself as always in these things. I don't feel like everyone needs to know who I am. I mean, I like to keep some things private about my life. Minty, want to introduce yourself and then go and get ready for reading this next one that we have.
Well, one, keeping your info private is overrated.
There are some
Two,
things that people don't need to know about me just yet.
I mean, your
two,
walls.
hi, hello. I am Minty of Minty Poison Cosplay. I primarily do competitive stuff, but I focus all on craftsmanship.
Lay! Hello, everybody. I am Kat Valentine cosplay. I like to dabble in a little bit of everything. I do mostly sewing. But I just like making cool things, and that's what makes me happy. I'm just a little guy hunched over in my sewing machine with terrible shrimp back posture, and sometimes
silly
I make a
goose.
cool thing. And that's what makes me happy, you know? Sometimes that's all you need. It's really the little things. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Are we ready for the first story of the night?
I am. I
I
haven't.
think
So
so.
I haven't read
Mhm.
anything on episode 4 yet, so I'm going in blind.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. Alrighty. All right. So, do we want me to read this first one, or does somebody else want to read it? How do we want to go
Do you
about
want to
it?
do it like before Minty, where we go in clockwise order?
Sure, that
Or
works.
all right.
Yeah. Help! I'm a little stupid. Which way are we going?
So it'll be Minty, you, then me, just like
Okay,
before.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Because
Because
on my screen it shows
I
up differently, and I'm like, wait, why is
I
everyone
I
quiet?
read the pre I read the
Oh,
first
everyone.
I read the first part for the last episode, so I figured
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
me, so
Okay.
me, Minty, you, and so forth and so on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
So, am I the asshole for not letting my friend borrow our costume for Halloween because he's too fat?
Ooh.
I, 19 female, have been sewing for over a decade. At first, it was little things with my grandma and my cousins when we were maybe 5 or 6, but ended up growing from
Aw.
little projects here and there to super big hyperfixation projects. God, what a mood. This was heavily
We can't
intensified
relate at
and I
all.
became This was heavily intensified when I began to take an interest in cosplay when I was in middle school. The early ones definitely weren't the best, but I've improved a lot and I take a lot of pride in what I create now. I'll spend hours to days to weeks trying to put together a single costume to make it look just right.
Damn,
Now,
that's
being around
impressive.
people,
Mm.
especially when I'm intensely focused on a specific project, is pretty difficult for me. Everything needs to be done a specific way, and if there's even a small, mostly unnoticeable mistake, I'll focus on it and worry about it until it's fixed. This means if someone else is there, I'll constantly be looking over their shoulder to make sure they're doing it right, which slows down my work. Sometimes I just don't want people around. That being
Valid.
said, once I'm done, I lose a lot of attachment. Wearing the costumes is fun and all, but I prefer the making much more. So I'll often sell costumes I've done or give them to friends that like the character and happen to be my size, though I don't do commission work. But there are a
Totally
few
fair.
exceptions. I'm really attached to certain costumes, and for the most part, people seem to be pretty understanding about that. They'll ask before touching, which I really appreciate, and generally show a lot of respect for the piece. A few weeks ago, I broke my rule of not letting people help me. I had a friend over to help me pleat a skirt for a school uniform, and I wasn't too bothered with looking over their shoulder the whole time, since I know this particular thing is something they're good at. I told him I'd pay him back for helping me, and he told me not to worry about it, but I ended up buying him a coffee from this one place downtown he likes in return anyways. Yesterday, he
Okay.
messaged me asking if I finished the costume. I thought he was curious about the end product since he had helped me with part of it, and I was more than happy to share what it looked like. I sent him a picture, the skirt he helped with, a shirt, a jacket I made from scratch, a wig, and shoes I heavily customized, and told him I'm still working on the accessories. He then asked if he could borrow it for Halloween as repayment for helping me.
Oh
Now
no.
I had yeah, I
Mm.
had planned a bit of a costume party with some of my other friends. I had actually been planning on wearing an entirely different cosplay, but I find it difficult to say no, so I panicked and said I was planning on wearing it myself. He then asked if I could wear a different costume and let him use this one since he knew I had plenty more in my closet. And I told him I'd been rushing to get this one done for the party, which was true, but it was so I could go without thinking about finishing this one up afterwards. Totally valid.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I told them I'd worked really hard on the costume, and I had promised my friends I'd show it off that day. He corrected me and said that we had worked on the cosplay and it was our costume, not mine. I told him I
Oh
appreciated
hell
his
no.
help, but he hadn't played a huge role in the creation. The pleating only took about an hour and a half, and that was on. I had already repaid him with the coffee.
Dude, just take the
He told
coffee.
me
Yeah.
he told me I was being a bitch. Oh, wrong move. And
Ooh.
that if he had helped and I had alternatives, I could just explain to my friends. I'd let somebody borrow the costume and then I'd show them later. I probably unreasonably, but I was a bit overwhelmed, blew up a bit and told him I'd made it based on my measurements and that I didn't want him to rip the seams putting it on and making it impossible for me to wear later. He told me I was being a huge dick and that I knew he struggled with an ED and body image issues, and I told him I did, but that he was being really pushy and wouldn't listen when I said no, and that's what he got. For context, I'm 5'3" and underweight, while he's 5'8" and overweight. I know I probably the working things and I'll accept for being an asshole on that front. Um, but was I being the asshole for not letting him borrow the costume?
No.
I
No, not at
Ooh,
all.
no.
Someone literally said
So
he is definitely the asshole, though.
Mm-hmm.
yes, definitely the asshole in this. I do think that OP could have phrased things a little bit better. As a plus size person, I completely understand. Like, I have a lot of straight sized friends or, people who are smaller than me in the community. I can't borrow their stuff. They can't borrow my stuff. It's just the way it is, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people do struggle with that. I am a-okay calling myself fat. I'm fat. I have extra weight. That's okay. Some people aren't. I think OP has some control issues, which again, valid, I do too.
Sure.
Especially when it comes to this. This is why I make my stuff.
And they've been
Is
doing this
because
since
I
they were
am,
like 6, too.
yeah.
Mm.
So, and again, it's also, hey, I've been in this a lifelong thing too.
Yeah.
But I can totally understand they're wanting to control a lot of what like goes on with it. Like I said, that's 90% of the reason I make my own stuff now, is because I want it to be a certain way, but also I couldn't find stuff in my size, and it's still a struggle to find stuff in my size. But the entitlement that OP's friend is showing is ridiculous. Like,
Mhm.
excuse
Yeah.
me, it's
Oh my
our
god.
Mhm.
costume. You did one thing on one piece of a build that has a bunch of tiny pieces, dude. That is not our cosplay. That is OP's cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it reminds me of that
Oh.
scene from Shrek where Donkey was wanting, half of Shrek swamps as he helped rescue Princess Fiona.
Yeah, no.
It's kind of like that, but not really. But like, and real quick here on this question
Mm-hmm.
is how like what is the process of pleating a skirt?
Pain and suffering.
Yeah,
No.
that checks out.
Um, yeah, right. So when I do it, I cheat when I do my skirts. So I literally just get a giant rectangle, that's about 3 to 4 times my waist size. And I do, uh, it depends on what I'm doing, but I kind of
Right.
eyeball my pleats a little bit.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of measuring. Once the measuring's done, then you gotta fold it. And then once the folding's done, you need to make sure that it's actually going to fit around your waist. And
Yes,
then once
lots
it's
of
around your
folds.
waist, you got to baste it. And then once you
Hmm.
baste it, you got to iron it flat and then you sew it to your waistband. It sounds like OP's friend only did the pleating part,
Hmm.
which would just be
Just the
measuring,
folding.
folding, and pinning.
No,
Um,
go sorry.
no, that was it.
Oh,
Which can be time consuming, but it's
Yes.
honestly not that hard.
Mm-mm. It's a pain in the ass. It takes a
Yes.
long time, especially if you're like me. Again, I'm not a small person. I have a larger waist. I'm not shy about this fact. I'm a plus size person. I'm not going to get around that. But it can take a while depending on the waist size. Um, but it doesn't take. It shouldn't take more than like 3 hours for us. Like us, if you're just doing like a knife pleat, it really should not take all that long.
right.
For
I mean,
sure.
if I was this, if say one of you guys asked me to help you with like a cosplay or a prop or something, and you wanted to pay me, I would say, don't pay me in cash, just pay me in coffee or food. I will take that payment.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to borrow your cosplay next. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, no one
Yeah, so
wants to
this is
see that.
this is my
No one,
cosplay too,
no
right?
one wants to see that much leg. Okay, but it's really
Somebody
hard.
does.
It's really hard. Someone commented, with that height and weight, with that height difference, did he plan on having his belly hanging out, or was that the idea behind it? You're not the asshole. Well, here's
Huh.
my question: did the friend want to wear it, or did the friend want to give it to someone to wear? Like, there's some context missing, but
For
in
sure. It
reality,
it sounds like she wanted to, but I'm not sure.
it just
Yeah,
sounds
I'm not
like
100% sure on this, but yeah, I mean, doing one small piece and then saying, "Well, it's my costume as well." Like, it, brother, no.
in what universe
Brother, ugh.
Brother,
you helped with one detail while your friend the OP did like everything else. So no, that doesn't entitle to you into the bar in the outfit. That
Mhm.
gives you that, be happy with the coffee. Like
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm just
you did
saying.
you did a really quick piece, and I'm sure that they are appreciative. Um, but that no, that's not yours.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
that still belongs to the OP. The OP can do or not do whatever they want with it. Yeah, no, that's not okay. I do wish, and I know that I hope that one day they feel comfortable doing commissions and that they're able to work with people of like a non-standard size, because it's very hard for anyone above like a US size 12 to find either pre-made or somebody who's willing to work with you cosplays, like commission
Yes.
cosplays. So I would love to see that, especially if OP is looking at keeping on doing this.
Absolutely.
But she also doesn't have to, right?
Mhm. She's
And
just a baby. She's 19.
yeah, she's 19. She's been doing this for a while, but like there's still a lot to learn.
Mhm.
So I do hope that she keeps doing it. I do hope that she gets better at telling people no, especially in this case. And no, she's definitely not the asshole. Her friend is being super entitled for no damn reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I don't think she's the asshole at all. Her friend just being so entitled. That's like, gosh, that's like her baking a cake and this person is cracking the eggs and is like, "Oh yeah, this is our cake." Like,
I
nah, honey, that's
helped.
not how it works.
No,
I
yeah.
mean, yes, you did help, but that does not entitle you to the thing. And she also brought up that they are two very different sizes. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
However, that cosplay is not going to fit this person. And as someone who has an eating disorder, I don't like that the friend kind of weaponized it essentially when it was
Mhm.
never brought up. This person never was like, "Oh my God, you're so fat," blah 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 blah. She just was like, "Hey, our sizes are different, and I don't think this is going to fit you." Could she have said a little bit nicer? Sure, but at the same time, like uh, the way this person
Ooh.
reacted is highly inappropriate. And I agree. I do think that she maybe has some control issues, but at the same time, she's young, she's learning. Hopefully she can learn from this.
Yeah, and
Um,
like I said, that's not a bad thing either because I have it too.
yeah.
Um,
No, same.
but I've definitely learned how to temper it. But yeah, she's
Same.
very young. OP is really young. It sounds like she's just starting out on her cosplay journey, so more power to her. I'm excited
Absolutely.
to see what kind of stuff they do in the future.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just a little bit of control issues, which again,
Hmm.
totally valid.
For sure, for
But
sure.
she's not the asshole in this.
No, and
No,
she
no.
and she said no multiple times, and this person just isn't taking the no, which is
But but but
unfortunate, and
but
this
but I
happens.
helped. You
But
helped
I
with one
helped,
thing.
yeah. No, and I get it. Saying no is so hard, especially when you have to say it multiple times. And
Exactly.
I also am a plus-sized individual. It's weird. I can fit in some straight sizes and I can fit in some plus sizes. I don't know. I kind of wobble back and forth because
Mhm.
I have health issues that make my weight fluctuate drastically. Um, but I wouldn't go to my friend who's like, I don't know, a size 4 and be like, "Hey, bestie, can I borrow this thing that has no stretch at all?" Because I know that's not going to fit me. And if they wanted to borrow something of mine, it's not going to fit them either. And that's not a bad thing at all. But there's got to
Mm-mm.
be some understanding there. And this person's entitlement is just on another level. Oh my God. Not the
Yes.
asshole at all. The OP, not
Nuts.
not the friend. But yeah.
Hey. Next one now.
Alrighty. Hold on. Give me one sec for my mouse to stop freaking out so I can pull this up and read it. There we go. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm having some mild technical issues. This mouse hates me.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Yes, actually, it's just old and it sucks. Alrighty. Am I
Me
the
sitting here with
asshole?
two. Sorry.
Am I the asshole for telling my cousin she wasn't being cyberbullied after calling out a racist cosplay? Alrighty.
Question
I
mark?
have a younger cousin. She's 20. For reference, we are both Chinese Americans who grew up in the US. Representation, we love to see it. Her parents had bad English, so they relied on her to translate a lot as a kid. This gave her a huge ego growing up,
Oh God.
since she had so much control over her parents, and, in my opinion, turned her super arrogant. She had no friends growing up because she was so unlikable and controlling. We tolerated her at family gatherings, but she was a brat that would cry and scream if we didn't play what she wanted to play. Since she's the youngest, our parents forced us to go along with her. Oh God, I can relate. Oh,
So someone was never told no. Gotcha.
exactly.
That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting from this.
Mm-hmm.
I see where this is
Yes.
going.
TLDR,
Mhm.
she never was told no, so she's now a spoiled brat. Um, I hoped going to college would fix her since she'd be away from her parents. But the only thing she got into but she only got into community college and lived at home. I really hoped her transferring to an actual college would give her a chance to grow up. But then COVID. So now she's so now she's doing 3 years still at home. Still at home. Okay. Oh boy. That's
Mm.
that's got to be interesting. Oh, gosh. Anyways, my aunt recently called us saying that she was upset and claiming to be cyberbullied. Our parents uh, aren't good with technology, so all they know are horror stories about cyberbullying victims. So they asked me, since I'm the closest to her age, to talk to her and figure out what was going on. Turns out she made a post on how white people who cosplay Asian characters are racist and perpetuating yellowface and they need to stop. And she topped it all off by pulling pictures of random white cosplayers and calling them out. This post
Mhm.
got
I mean,
traction.
I've seen people cosplay as characters from Heaven's Official Blessing, which is a Chinese anime, and
Hmm.
I've never seen people say, "Oh, you're racist for cosplaying a character from that's Chinese," and
Yeah.
remember. And I've seen these Heaven's Official Blessing cosplays to see are really well done.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah. Um, yeah, this post got traction and a bunch of people started pointing out how this was incorrect and in general disagreeing with her. She immediately accused everyone with her uh who disagreed with her as a racist and she was Chinese, so she had the final say. Then Chinese people from Asia disagreed with her, and she started talking about how they don't count because they aren't Chinese Americans and they don't have life experience as a minority.
So
Oh
she's
my
being
God.
she's being racist against Chinese people.
Exactly. Oh my God. And then other Chinese Americans disagreed with her, and she started talking about how this was her personal feelings. So there. I was
Oh.
like, okay, so where's the bullying? And there wasn't. It was literally people just commenting, telling her she's wrong, or messaging her and telling her she's wrong, with varying levels of civility. Yeah, that's to be expected. But apparently she was so distressed by people disagreeing with her that she locked her account to followers only and made this dramatic post about how she was taking a break to protect her mental health. I flat out told her she wasn't being cyberbullying and her mental health. This is the quotations. I'm not trying to embellish anything. Her mental health problems come from experiencing shame and embarrassment for the first time in her life. Ooh, and
She
that she
got
should.
humbled real fast.
Yup.
Get crowbarred, bitch.
And that she should just stop doubling down, remove her post, and apologize for being wrong, and this will all blow over in 2 weeks. And of course, she screamed at me and hung up, and my aunt was like, "What the?" And I tried to explain it to her, but she didn't get it and just told me I should have gone along with it like when we were kids. And of course, my parents are mad at me because I was supposed to make her feel better, not worse. At it. No, they were not using yellow makeup or eye tape. Literally, if a white person dressed up as an Asian character, it was yellow face. According to the cousin.
Oh,
All
honey,
right.
sweetie.
Oh my God, there's so much to unpack here.
You're not
I
the
What do we
you're
think, you
not
guys?
you're not
so
the asshole for one. Your cousin is just a drama queen who finally got humbled after so long and she can't handle things not going her way. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so I know I am not just white, I am white. Um
Wait.
I mean,
I burn in less than 5 minutes of direct sunlight.
do I
I am
need
a candidate for moonburn. Um
Oh,
so I don't really have any skin in the game. But that said, that is a little intense. Yeah, somebody is definitely getting humbled now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is basically a reaction to somebody who has almost never been told no their entire life. And when they make and also she's 20. So I think somebody else said it in the comments, like if I had a dime for every, what was it? Uh, if I had a dime for every time a 20-year-old got it in their head, they're the supreme authority of an issue they're new to the discussion on, I'd be able to build a new form of the internet.
God,
I
you're
did
not
this as a
wrong.
20-year-old. Like I think every single
Same,
one of us was like a very highly opinioned 20-year-old, and
for
we
sure.
only had like a
It's a rite of
quarter of the
passage.
understanding of something. And it is a rite of passage. It's also a rite of passage to get publicly embarrassed if you have never been told no in your entire life.
Absolutely.
Um, so again, like I said, I'm not going to touch on anything else because I am too white for that conversation, and that is definitely not my table to sit at and talk and speak about. Um, but I do think that OP was right in being like, where is the bullying in the room with us? Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Calls coming from outside the house on the other,
yeah,
not even,
no,
or not even on the other side of the world in a far off galaxy.
Please,
seriously,
Usopp,
like,
tell us where the pirates are that you claim to see.
is it in the room
Oh
with
my
us? Like, where is it?
God.
Yeah, no, you're not being cyberbullied. You're just getting humbled real fucking fast, and it's spreading, and you're getting called out now, and you don't
Womp
like it,
womp.
and so
Hmm.
it's bullying because, um, but again, she's 20. Hopefully, she'll learn. Hopefully, this will be a good learning experience, and the
Oh yeah.
family can stop with the golden child treatment.
Right? Oh my God. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I don't think that the OP is the asshole. I do think the
No,
cousin is the asshole for a multitude of reasons.
And a child.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I can't really touch on, I guess, how should I phrase it? Like uh, Asian culture necessarily, or I, as Minty said, like I don't have a space at that table. I am white, Persian, and Jewish. Um, but I'm definitely not Asian. So I don't have a horse in this race. But yeah, I think it's pretty dang silly. And I have seen people say this kind of stuff before, and it was white people saying it, and I'm just like, sit down. Nobody cares. Um, the general consensus from my understanding, and of course, you know, Asians and Asian culture, it's not a monolith for sure. But the general consensus, from what I know from other co Asian cosplayers who I am friends with, it's totally fine as long as you are respectful of the dress, if it's a culturally significant kind of thing, if you don't tape your eyes, and if you don't tint your skin yellow, you're fine. Of course, there's gonna be some people who agree or disagree with that, but the general consensus is it's fine. And honestly, it sounds like the cousin, as you guys said, got humbled, and it seemed like she was almost I feel like she was trying to do one of those things where she's like, hot take, but it's not actually a hot take, and she's looking for everyone to agree with her
yeah, it's
and
like ice
just
water at
punch down
best.
on other people. And when that didn't happen, she just went, "You guys are all bullies." And that's not the case at all. Clearly, she's
Mhm.
still very young. Clearly, as Minty said, she has this golden child treatment and she needs to grow up. And I'm hoping that maybe this will be the catalyst, but it's hard to say. I don't know. I have seen some golden children wake up and realize that that sort of behavior is not okay and grow out of it. I have seen others double down and get significantly worse. I am hoping she gets better. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but yeah, no, OP's not the asshole. Cousin needs to go touch grass. Like a lot of grass.
Yes.
Cousin needs to roll in the grass.
Go
Hmm.
sleep outside for a few days,
Hmm.
touching grass directly, please. I
Yeah.
beg.
Touch
Go
grass,
camping, bro.
talk to
Go
people,
camping.
water's still wet.
Yes.
All right. So this was posted 4 months ago by the Lemon Spine. And it's
Ooh, I like that name.
am I the asshole? I told my girlfriend I didn't want to hear about her cosplay hobby anymore.
Yes, you are. You
Oh,
suck.
I have a bone to pick with this guy about this, so
Okay, you so you've read. I have
Who are
not
you
read. I have not. I
fighting?
have not read this post. And these people are young. They're like in their early 20s. If you're in your early 20s, like from 20 to like 24, you're young. I'm just
You're a
flat out saying
baby.
I'm just flat out saying that. Coming from someone who's 30, almost 31. Um,
All of us are grandmas and grandpas by cosplay community standards.
oh yeah. Oh boy.
Oh
I
my
mean,
Man,
god.
I'm in the
I'm
ground
already getting grays in my beard, so you know.
Oh gosh, I feel you. I have started to see one line in my forehead, but I've been pretty lucky. I still look relatively young, so I'm trying to take care of my skin and hoping it stays that way.
So yes, this is how it begins. I, 23 male, and my girlfriend, 20 female, have been going out for almost 10 months now. We've known each other for 3 years now, and she always has been the complete opposite of me. She is a cosplayer, which is a main point. She's cosplayed so many people, and before we got together, her outfits were either super conservative or very revealing. Conservative, how? Okay, I just someone in the
Well,
comments, you guys,
how much you want to bet she was the person wearing the Trump hat at the other convention?
I
My assumption is what they mean by conservative is like covered, like fully covered.
Oh yeah.
Um, like some people could
Like
say that
not
some of
much skin
like
is
I
revealed.
cosplay conservatively.
oh, so
More
that
like more
Y-
like modestly.
Yeah, yeah, not
I
the
think like
political
what they were
alignment.
trying
I
to go
don't
for was
think.
yeah, it was like modestly though.
it's just that
Very
word
modest.
conservative is a double-edged sword nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway,
Yeah. No, nothing wrong with showing
so
it
she was
off or
her
being more
outfits are
conservative.
so basically she likes to cosplay casually, or and sometimes she likes to cosplay review. For anyone listening, the OP's girlfriend likes to cosplay sometimes, just not showing anything to showing skin, like legs,
Hmm.
stomach, you
It's
know.
all out there.
Yeah,
And there's nothing
exactly.
wrong with either or.
Nope.
Yeah, she's outgoing, charismatic, intelligent, and kind, and very confident in herself, whereas I'm not. No. Recently, it's
That's the
been brought
first
to
red
my
flag.
We know, buddy. We know.
I,
It's okay.
Hmm.
recently it's been brought to my attention by her that she's going to start making her cosplay.
Ooh, good for
Ooh,
her.
ooh, and she's picking one of my favorite characters. She chose Merlin from Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
That's the outfit alone is, and I've seen Merlin's outfit. Yes, it's somewhat revealing, but the fact that that outfit, if you're making yourself,
Yeah.
that's
You
a
know,
lot of
it's not just a
detail.
thong and pasties, there's a lot to it.
I'm gonna show people a
It's
picture
short
of
shorts and a
Merlin.
coat. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry,
It looks really cool.
I am not a Seven Deadly Sins person, so I had no idea.
No, no,
Yeah,
I get you. Neither am I, but I appreciate the character design.
This is so that for people knowing, this is not as revealing. This
Hmm.
is Merlin from the Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, she's so pretty.
She's my favorite character, not just because she, was very real villain outfit, but I like her character. I just like her character in general. And there's a lot that goes on with her in the show, which I still need to finish Seven Deadly Sins. The outfit is very revealing, and although
Hmm.
it's more cheeks than anything, I ended up telling her that I no longer wanted to hear about her cosplay. I said it makes me feel weird
My
that she
God.
chooses these outfits to wear out of like the other ones she's done before. I didn't want to hear about any updates with her cosplaying or her conventions, only that she is alive and safe. She mentioned that she's always cosplays with outfits like that and refuses to change her cosplay and called me insecure. It's been almost two
Because he
weeks
is.
since our conversation, and she's still upset with me about it, but I think she's being ridiculous. Am I the asshole? And someone said, you're the asshole. You've known for 3 years and you subtly draw the line now. You
Hmm.
admit yourself that you're complete opposites, and while opposites attract, like stay together. Listen to her hobby, as I'm sure she listens to yours. You do have hobbies, right? Oh,
One of his hobbies should be turning off that projector.
Honestly?
Because holy shit, dude.
wait.
The projection and the like she's very confident in herself whereas I'm not. No shit, dude. We can tell. Like, holy crap. If you are that insecure about your relationship, about yourself, about anything like that, that you're just like, I don't want to hear about this shit anymore. You should do this. No, like, we know that you're insecure, dude. You don't have to tell us. Like,
Oh, I love this comment.
Oh my
Don't date it.
god.
Don't date a baddie if you can't cope. Put that on
Seriously.
a shirt, man.
Damn.
Put that on a shirt right now.
Oh my god, I want that on a shirt.
It's like it's kind of given the same thing as like the guy from the I think it was the first or second episode that we did where it was like
Oh
I wanted my
yeah.
girlfriend to cosplay something
Oh, the
sexy
one
for
oh
me. It
yeah,
sounded
and
it this
oh, where
this
he
kind
felt
of gives
embarrassed.
like
Cosplay champion, I'm upset.
this kind of
I'm just
gives
if
like
she
I
thought
want
she
her
didn't
to
get her.
cosplay for me, no one
Yeah.
else, just me. And it's like, ew, brother, ew,
Ew.
Ugh.
I
brother,
mean,
ew.
Oh my god.
like, I get it. You don't like the fact that your partner, whether it's male or female, is getting attention from other people. It's not that the attention that they're getting is not like sexual or anything. It's like people are like, that is a really well done cosplay. When I see people wear, male or female cosplayers and they're cosplaying characters with real outfits, I don't think, oh my God, they look so hot. Like, that's a really well done cosplay. I've seen at one time
Mhm.
at a con where this guy was cosplaying as Kamina from Gurren Lagann, and he was like shirtless and everything, but he still like
Yeah.
had, he was because Kamina's shirtless in Gurren Lagann, and
Mhm.
and it was a really well done Kamina cosplay. I
Oh
got a
yeah.
I think I got a picture of it, and it was really well done.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh, he's shirtless and muscular and blah 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 blah. It's like, no, like it's a really well
Ooh.
done cosplay. Like
Ooh.
people don't
Ooh.
cos cat, what I
Oh no,
tell you.
sweetie. Nope, nope, that was me. I started it.
I will be.
I need spray or something. God. I mean, I get this channel is unfiltered, but like anyway, you're an asshole for one. Two, your girlfriend should be able to cosplay whoever she wants. Clearly, she likes this, and yeah, I get it. I mean, you're an asshole, but I also like. I mean, she just wants to update you because she's excited about this hobby and everything. Like, I may not like always like. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm here.
There.
Don't worry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh no, Clear.
But long story short, you're an asshole. I get you may not always want to hear about her things, but telling her that she's this and that, because yeah, no, you're an asshole. That's all I gotta say on the matter.
$5 he gets upset when she blows off something that he's excited about.
Honestly, yeah. This
Hmm.
seems like a lot of words to say that he doesn't deserve her. Like, if he could just sum it up and be like, I'm insecure and I don't deserve my girlfriend. But he's got to go on this long thing. God, did my ex ghostwrite this? I know I've said this twice in a row now, but oh my God.
No, it's like I said, $5 says that
Mhm.
when he gets really excited about something and she shrugs it off, he gets really pissy.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Absolutely.
and I totally just lost my train of thought. But yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
OP's the asshole in that. Her or the girlfriend should dump him and go find
yeah,
somebody who can deal with a baddie. Because yeah,
exactly. Because she
don't
is a
date a
baddie.
baddie if you can't cope.
Oh my God. Literally though. Yeah, no, and it's so special when your partner shares like something that's very personal to them and is like a really important like hobby or interest to them. Like that is so sweet and that's so special because they might not share all of that with everyone. Or if they
Mhm.
do, they're probably telling you first because they love you. And the fact that this guy just is like, oh, well, it's not for me and I don't care. So clearly she can't do it. And I'm seeing so much controlling behavior. If he is controlling with something this small, I can only imagine how much worse everything is in that relationship. This man is a walking red flag. He does not deserve this girl. I hope that she cosplays Merlin and looks so sexy and badass, and I hope she dumps his ass. Guy is a massive asshole, and I hope that he learns from his behavior. But historically, people like this don't learn, but
No,
let me hope.
Whether you're male or female, it
Exactly,
don't
exactly.
matter.
I didn't say gender for a reason because it can be anyone.
Exactly. No, yeah, no. Um, so, um, right, we're probably gonna end it here. So, there's story 4 or story 5 for you to choose from, Minty.
Ooh,
I feel like,
Choice.
because it says if we have time, but I feel like if you don't, you can either choose the 4 story or the
mhm,
special story, you know.
Okay,
yeah. I mean,
I'm
I just honestly threw that in there because I'm like, okay, I'm kind of throwing this in case we like blaze through things, you know. But
right.
it's totally up to you.
When does that ever happen? I
Hmm.
think I'm
Us?
gonna go with
Are you
four,
sure we're on
five.
the right channel? Oh wait.
I think I'm gonna go with 4. Five's a
Oh
little difficult
wow.
to read.
Oh God.
No
Yeah, I'm
shame
not
on
gonna.
them. But it's a little difficult to read out loud.
Okay.
So I will
Oh
be
yeah,
going
I'm
with
I'm ready.
4
I
here.
I don't need a repeat of episode 1 where I nearly had a stroke.
Okay. So am I the asshole for crying over an anime convention? No, because if you were, then I am.
Honestly, though.
This is something that happened last spring but recently resurfaced. I dated a guy, we've broken up since, thank God. He threw a tantrum over it, but we were done for good. Who it became
Good.
obvious that we weren't compatible where our interests lie. My ex is a homeboy who loves video games, anime, manga, and hates anything scary that isn't in cartoon form. He is someone
Hmm.
who
Okay.
is completely risk adverse. I'm the opposite of it, but somehow it worked out during the early months of the relationship. Things got pretty bad in that I was starting to feel that we weren't compatible. I wanted to break up with him, and he wanted to salvage what was left of our relationship. I was
Ooh.
really depressed last spring. My two best friends were going to be gone during the spring semester, and I wasn't going to be able to join them. Another girl who I thought was a friend left me out of things in our friend group that still really hurts. And to make matters worse, my favorite aunt, who is like a really cool big sister to me, died. Very sorry for that
Oh
loss.
no.
Because of the
Oh,
suddenness of her death and because her funeral was going to be overseas, I was going to have to miss it. The fact I
oh,
never got a chance to say goodbye still hurts.
poor
My
thing.
ex then surprised me with a gate or with a getaway during the spring break weekend, the same weekend as my aunt's funeral. He wanted to take me
Mm-mm.
to a local anime convention that is a big deal in our region of the country. He thinks I'm an asshole when I started crying. I couldn't help it. All these things were going on. I didn't want to go out and do something I hated. I really don't like crowds or conventions. Or which would remind me of my aunt. Weirdly, my aunt didn't like most mainstream anime, but loved more artsy stuff as well as anything by Junji Ito because she had great taste.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Good taste,
well,
honestly.
he
Absolutely.
called he called me an asshole for breaking down because apparently he got the passes for us, and why couldn't I want to come? I ended up blocking him
Mm.
for the weekend and spent it mourning my aunt with my cousins over Skype. It still bothers me.
Oh.
Am I the asshole for possibly having a mental breakdown and not wanting to go somewhere my ex wanted? But
Oh my
girly pop, no,
God.
absolutely
You're
not.
not
Oh,
the
this
asshole
poor
like
girl.
like
That
no. Your ex seems a bit selfish and
Mm-hmm.
you only wanted to do it because, it was I
well, I
get
bought these for us.
Oh my God.
I get the ex wanted to try to, get, light, have her mood be good, but like honestly, the fact that he like the moment you called your girlfriend an asshole, like dude,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just go
no,
by yourself at
absolutely
that
not.
point.
Yeah. I really like this one comment that says, not the asshole. Your ex bought passes for something he knew that you wouldn't enjoy to cheer you up af after someone you love deeply passed. I'm so glad that you're finished with that jerk. I'm not a crowd person either, and I don't like anime. I'd feel so heartbroken if the person I loved and needed in that moment was so selfish and then betrayed me when I expressed my discomfort with the situation. You do you. I hope everything gets better, girl. Rock on. Aw, I love
Yeah,
that.
this
I feel like that sums it up really well. It's totally fine for these people to have their separate interests and be opposites, right? Because sometimes that
Mhm.
can work. Clearly in this situation, it did not. He, I'm going to assume that he probably knew that this aunt was dying or passed, and the fact that he couldn't think before buying these. One, he didn't ask her. And two, he didn't go, oh man, this is during the funeral. Oh my gosh, it's so sad that my partner can't attend. Maybe we should save this for another time, or I should ask her if she wants to go, because clearly she doesn't like this thing, and she shouldn't have to go if that makes her uncomfortable, especially when she's grieving a family member. Oh my God.
Yeah,
This
this
guy is
is
a massive asshole. He does not care about his partner. He only cares about himself. And the fact that he called her an asshole while she was grieving and didn't do anything wrong is just the cherry on top. This guy sucks, and I'm glad they're not together.
Can't imagine how this guy is when a family member of his passes. I mean,
Oh
I'm
my
mad.
God. He's probably the biggest baby and everybody has to comfort him. Oh my God. Oh,
I
I'm sorry,
mean,
that sounded so mean, but
I
you know
no.
guarantee,
what I mean.
I guarantee though, if someone did this to him, he, you know, would, I don't know.
He'd
I
have a
don't want to get.
Oh yeah.
No, this is giving like the oblivious husband who's just trying his best and like
Hmm.
knows that his wife hates like baseball games or sports games or something like that, and then for her birthday gets her tickets to go see a team. And it's just
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay, so is this
Exactly.
really a gift for her or is it a gift for you and you're just being a dick about it?
Exactly.
someone.
That's exactly what it is. It's more for him than anything. And
Yeah,
he's
and it's
mad that she
worse
doesn't
in
want to
this
participate.
case because
Yeah,
OP is mourning.
It's
exactly.
OP is
someone.
in mourning and he's just like, well, I got us tickets to an anime con. Why can't you be happy? Like, what?
I okay, I literally had something like this happen. There was a guy I was dating at the time, and he wanted to plan this trip to go to this art festival that I didn't really want to go to. And I apparently he had tried to set everything up. And during that time, I was really, really sick. Like I could not get up without passing out.
It's
And
basically we
he,
had the plague in a sense.
yeah, I had the plague. And he freaked out on me and made me feel bad. And I just, ugh, rancid fucking
Ugh,
vibes.
brother,
This guy,
ugh.
brother, ugh.
Mm.
Clearly this guy, like, does not care. He is not putting the effort into the relationship. And it's a good thing
Mm-mm.
she kicked him to the curb because it's what
Yeah,
he deserves.
the trash took itself out and it made
Someone,
Hmm.
itself very noticeable.
someone
Yeah.
literally, someone commented saying it's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets Marge a bowling ball made for himself as her birthday gift,
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
or it's like that episode. Oh God,
I
it's
mean,
like that. It's like that episode of South Park where it was like one of their birthdays, and and Eric had and Cartman had like make sure he got a gift for himself as well.
Oh my God, yeah.
but yeah, there's
Okay.
like I have heard horror stories of like marriages or other
Hmm.
relationships like this where like somebody will get a gift for themselves. I've seen it from
Yep.
like a parent to a child too, where a parent will get something for the kid's birthday, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
actually
very
for them.
common. Hmm.
It's super gross.
It's disgusting.
It's really
Excuse me.
gross and it's really manipulative when you start getting pissy about it afterwards.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
like genuine question. Why why do people do this? Like I want to understand the psychology behind it, frankly.
I'm not gonna armchair psychology, but I'm not gonna
But
armchair
if
psychologist, but
anyone
yeah,
has a tinfoil hat theory or an answer, I'm super curious.
I don't know. I feel it's kind of it's almost like a narcissist thing. Like
Yeah,
it is
no, I
kind of
think
what it
so
feels
too.
like to me. I know that that's like there's been so many terms that get thrown around, they're starting to lose their meaning, but it does kind of
No,
feel like that to
absolutely.
me.
For
And I think
sure.
it's kind of gaslighty, especially when they're like, "Well, I got
Mm.
this for you. Why aren't you
Yeah.
happy?" And
I
it's
guess
like,
I'll
did
never
you?
buy you anything ever again.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a vibe. That's a vibe. No, dude, you bought this mainly for you, and you didn't want to
Yeah.
go like and like in all retrospect, like you clearly see that your partner is sad that she can't go to this funeral because and you also know that she's not into this stuff. You did it for you, and you didn't want to go alone. Like, my dude, you could have easily just uh planned it out better. That's all I'm saying.
Should
have a
have
little
asked her
empathy.
first, if
Uh,
anything.
Yeah, like have a little empathy for somebody who isn't you.
Yeah,
Um,
this person seems
like
to be completely lacking it.
yeah, like your girlfriend, like your partner is there sitting there mourning the death of her aunt, who
Mhm.
I am very sorry for that loss. That
They're
has
basically
to
they're
suck.
basically like
Yeah,
they're basically like sisters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
if they were that close, so that hurts, number one. And number
Hmm.
two, like think about it. What would you want your partner to do in that case? Would you want them to get you something that you don't really care about, or would you want them to sit down and be there with you,
Hmm.
and
Hell, he
work through that and process it and just be a shoulder to cry on?
Yeah.
I had a not in my family, but my in-laws had something similar happen, and it's just like that was my immediate thought was
Oh my God.
like I'm gonna be there for my husband and his family, like
Yeah,
because that's the right thing to do. And I did the
absolutely.
work to go stuff it, and like
Hmm.
I was there for him. And I wasn't like, it's February and I want to work on my cosplay stuff and I
Yeah.
don't want to leave, man. It's just like,
Are you
no,
done
I'm
being sad
dropping
now? I need to
everything
make my
and we're
cosplay.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would rather have my husband know that I love and support him, um,
absolutely.
instead of, well, I want to do this, so
I
or something
Yeah.
mean,
like
it
that.
sounds
Like,
like he spent a lot of money on the travel and the tickets for this convention when he could have easily like, hey, I just got us tickets to go to your aunt's funeral.
Yeah. Like there's so much that could have been done. And it seems like this was very sudden. But even then, he shouldn't have invested the money without talking with her about this.
Hmm.
That's his loss.
Especially if they were
He needs
living
to bite the
together
bullet.
too.
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, I know one thing, we weren't asshole. We didn't feel like assholes this time.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Oh man. So yeah. That is time on this one.
Yeah.
I like always, Kat, where can people submit their own or ones they find on Reddit or wherever if they want us to read it?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you guys have a personal story that you want us to give some advice or a hot take on, or maybe you find something on Reddit or somewhere else in the ether that is the internet, you can send it in to us. You can email us at am I the asshole cosplay at gmail.com. That is AITH cosplay.com. Again, that is AITAH cosplay.com. Cosplay at gmail.com.
Yeah, come on
Oops.
now. Only I'm
Our
the one who's
lovely
supposed to fuck
dances
up
were
on
too
these.
distracting.
I
Only
thought
I'm
you
supposed to fuck
found
up on these.
watching. Oh
That
my
took a laugh.
gosh.
Um, so yeah, that ought to do it for this episode. And of course, real quick, trying to drop those social medias. Minchi, where can people find you on the social medias if they want to stay up to date with your cosplays and or you yelling at books?
Ew, people have social media?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I
Yeah.
think we're
Cringe.
what is
Um,
MySpace again?
so you can find all of my cosplay stuff, all of my work in progress, my finished stuff, all that fun stuff over at Minty Poison Cosplay on Instagram and Facebook. And if you like seeing me yell about or at books, you can find me at Minty's Bookshelf, also on Instagram.
And
Yeah.
Kat, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with your cosplay conventions and your four-legged four babies?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello, hello. You guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok as Cat Valentine Cosplay. And you can find me as Cat Valentine Cos on Twitter. I I yell about all sorts of things and I post a lot of memes and I try to post helpful cosplay advice and of course like my own projects and occasionally you see photos of my two very naughty cats. Yeah, so if that sounds like your jam, consider giving me a follow or not. That's okay too. Unfollow, in fact. I'm kidding,
Uh,
but you know,
Unsubscribe.
unsubscribe. Dislike.
Unsubscribe.
God, you can't even see the dislike. You can't even see how many people dislike your content anymore on YouTube, which kind of makes me
Yeah.
sad. Back in the day where you can even direct message people on YouTube.
This used to be a proper country.
Or
Mm, mm.
I remember the
Yeah.
star rating.
oh God. Can I get my
Uh,
walker for that?
Oh
Oh,
Jeez.
God,
boy.
same.
If you remember that, you're due financial compensation.
Oh man, I'm ready for retirement home.
Oh man, get
God.
off my tell those cool hip kids to get off your lawn.
Old
Honestly,
man
yeah.
yelling at clouds.
Yeah.
Yelling at clouds, yelling at the birds, yelling at the squirrels. You all know where you can find me. And find me everywhere, everywhere and anywhere, even in the unknown. As always, I am Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching. And also, real quick, 'cause I didn't say it last time, but I'll probably mention it in the credits anyway for the previous one. Thank you all. Big shout out to all those who help support this channel. Please, always check it out, like, subscribe, and we are now 170 subscribers away from the 500 sub giveaway, where I will be giving away a $30 gift card from Amazon. So be sure
Yeah.
to, stay tuned for that update when we get closer to that sub count. And then when we get to 2K subs on the Instagrams, I'll be doing a merch giveaway, which will be a shirt, coffee mug, and a sticker of the
Aw.
channel's logo. So be sure to also stay tuned for that as well when that happens. But yeah, as I said, thank you for listening, and as always,